Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to our new video. I am Kobe, and today we're going to be talking to you guys about something I've gotten asked a couple times, especially on our Instagram page, is it easy to be a Christian in the Air Force? We'll find that out. Welcome to our channel. We are the Christ fam. Well, I mean, you're also part of the Christ fam, but, whatever. This is at least the Christ fam YouTube channel hosted by none other than us. So, let's get started. Now, before we get started, if you guys don't mind doing us a huge favor, for those of you who are already not subscribed, if you guys will go ahead and click that subscribe button and click that bell, I don't think you guys are going to regret it at all. So, a question that I've gotten asked a couple times is that, is it hard to be a Christian in the Air Force, in the especially maintenance career field or whatever the case may be? That's a tough question because it's both yes and no. It really depends, honestly. Throughout my 2.5 years in the Air Force, 2.5 career, it's had its challenges just in everyday life. Starting out, even just going to basic. I grew up in a small town in Virginia. Love Virginia, and if you've seen our Who Are We video, you guys know that I absolutely love Virginia. And there's a small town that I grew up in and I didn't want to leave at all. I never really traveled at all. We go to Florida every now and again to see family, but other than that, I've never really traveled. I never got to experience anything but my home life, my home church, which was really strong and really great. And so I've really not had that many challenges until joining the Air Force. Basic training, I can tell you how much of a difference it was. It was a whole shell shock. I was not expecting that whatsoever. The first couple weeks of it, I would go to the church service, and that'd be amazing, but I really wouldn't carry it through or really truly focus. My mind was totally elsewhere, on doing things correctly, doing things like this. And I didn't really put God into a lot of it. And once I started to switch over and really try that helps a ton. One thing that a couple of us would do at night before we go to bed is we gather on one guy's bed and we just all pray. Well, we'd all get together and one guy would pray, and then we'd go and lights would get turned off, that kind of thing. So once we started incorporating that and really trying to put God first, it definitely helped a lot. Moving to tech school, you're still limited in what you can do. Very, very limited. My tech school, where I learned my job, was in Wichita Falls, Texas, and that was a very okay kind of place. A big thing is I didn't have a vehicle, so that probably added to the fact. But there, it was another on-chapel base. The chaplain was really awesome. It was Chaplain Ramos. I don't know if he's still there or not, but I ended up being a part of the worship team there and playing the cajon for all, I think 5 months I was there. So it was a little bit easier to have Christ a part of my life throughout that. If you're every Thursday and every Sunday, you're surrounded by those guys, it helped a lot, and it made you kind of get to know a lot of other people. I was there from, I think it was October to March, something like that. Late February, early March. So it was through Thanksgiving, and we weren't allowed to go home during Thanksgiving. If I didn't have that church family, then I would have spent Thanksgiving by myself. There would maybe a coworker, or not coworker, he was in my class, learning, maybe with him, maybe a couple guys, I have no idea. But since I got involved in the church, and we kept Christ at the center, we all had a Thanksgiving, and we talked about life, talked about the Lord, talked about just a lot of different things, and it was very encouraging. And so yes, it was easier. Come to Ramstein. Now that is where it took a little turn. Starting off, it was a very, very new experience, because not only it was a new country in general, so a huge new country. I was now operational Air Force. So I had just left tech school, and so I'm actually working. I'm doing my job, doing what I'm supposed to. And the age for drinking is lowered. The age for everything, you can go off base, you can do whatever. You literally have so much freedom, which I was not used to. And the first week or so, I really didn't have a strong church at all. And then one of my coworkers actually introduced me to Frontline. And I gotta say, it's the best thing ever. Only problem was, I was not totally invested. Now, I was to a certain degree, but a lot of times it was just a Sunday thing. I'd go to a home group or something like that, but I really wouldn't connect with the people just because there was like nobody around my age. So you had a lot of people that were older than me, and it was difficult. So trying to be able to find Christ and get that motivation, it just wasn't, it was very hard. And I had coworkers that wanted to go out and go drinking and and it just, my life with Christ, that was a downhill slide for me. Thank the Lord, February of 2019, we started a young adults group at Frontline, and that had changed my life completely, because there was actually people that were around my age that wanted to hang out, wanted to build each other up spiritually. People who were just like you and I. You watching the video, it's people my age that wanted to really know what it's like to build their relationship with Christ. And so getting to know that, right off the bat, one of my best friends out in Germany, Lucas Spia, one of my absolute, I met him late February, I believe it was, and I know our relationship grew exponentially so much, and it grew, and we kept kind of checking up on each other. We kept staying in contact, encouraging one another, because I know him and his father actually invited me to go to men's group on Tuesday nights, and I was like, all right, he's going, why don't I go? So I started to go, and it was really cool to hang out with him and get to know some of the other guys in the church. And then there was this really cool thing that they do. It's Coffee and Jesus at 0600 at Barbarossa. Really, really awesome thing, but I always have to be at work at 07 when I'm working day shift. So I was debating it, and I talked to him, and I was like, Lucas, I said, I will go if you go. And he thought about it. He was like, all right, cool. First week I went, he didn't show up. But after that, he apologized. But after that, he started showing up, and we, got together with other group of guys that really just dove deep into the Bible. Really did that. And I've gotten to know so many other great Christian people in the Frontline Young Adults and just Frontline in general. You have, Simon and Joshua Wesely, which you guys obviously see week to week. You have Tabitha, which is their sister. You have Noah, which is out here with me, that I get to have dinner with on almost a weekly basis. There are so many. I can go on and on. Anna, Tony, Caroline, Lucia, Nathan, Mike, Kate, Laura.
I don't got time for this.
It just so many different people. It's incredible how much God has blessed me. So I say all of that. I know it's kind of long, and I apologize, but I say all of that to kind of answer your question of, is it easy? Yes and no. I think a big thing of it is, if you have that strong church family, I would highly suggest, if you're directly coming out of high school, if you're used to being in your small community, whatever the case may be, if you're used to being out and about, if you're older, if you're younger, whatever the case may be, find that strong church body, and don't just make it a Sunday thing or check off the list. Because I'd go in before young adults, I'd go ahead and listen to the sermon, say hi to the pastor maybe, and I was gone. But now it's like, I show up early to church, I hang out, talk with some people, we go ahead and listen to the sermon, talk so long afterwards, get dinner afterwards. There's times where I've come in early just to talk to pastors, talk to people, help set up. There's so many different things, and it's so encouraging. Wherever you get stationed, in tech school, wherever you get, and I know you don't have a lot of freedoms, get involved with that chapel. It may not be the best thing. It may not be the best church you've ever gone to. Get involved with, when you get stationed somewhere, get involved in a church off base, or even that chapel on base. Whatever you feel led to do, I would definitely pray about it. Get involved and get to know some of the people there. Not only the pastors, but also hopefully people around your age. And that is my long, kind of drawn out answer. I apologize, but that's what I would do. So it is easy, it's also challenging too if you're not used to it like I was not. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you will go ahead and click that subscribe button if you already haven't, and don't forget to click the bell to get post notifications. And hey, follow us on that Instagram. We got one. We like to post videos and mainly pictures on there, and we look forward to seeing you guys soon. See ya.